Well, thank you so very much. Thank you. And Kristen, thank you for letting me butt in front of the line. This is not to take away from the mighty Senate. We bow to the Senate. Kristen, thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, I am thrilled and honored and pleased to be here to talk about the strength of the U.S.-Turkish relationship. I'm honored to join you. Oh, and Congressman Howard Coble just joined us right now. Thank you, Congressman. At this year's Turkic-American Alliance Convention. So it's a thrill to be here. Many Americans, and I know that that would be true in Kristen's state of New York and in Howard's congressional district and in mine as well, many Americans do not realize the benefits of this relationship to our country. And unfortunately, many citizens from your country, from Turkey, are equally unaware of the positive impact of U.S.-Turkish ties. And that's why events like this one, this convention, is so important to raise awareness of our strong cooperation, our efforts in building bridges and expanding commercial and diplomatic ties on a host of issues and build on these. It's important to the U.S., it's important to Turkey, it's important for diplomatic relations worldwide. For example, the United States and Turkey have fostered a key strategic relationship which enhances the security for all of our citizens. We are safer because of this alliance, and this alliance has been borne out at home and abroad as well, and we see it in things great and small. Our nations understand all too well the threats that our citizens face as attacks from violent extremists have taken the lives of so many of our people on our very own soil and on your very own soil. The PKK terrorist group is a common enemy to both the United States and Turkey. Since the PKK, I like this gentleman, he's clapping right around. Usually I have my staff do that. Come on, guys.
Oh.
Where's my staff?
Important point, very important.
Very good. Since the PKK began its active operations in 1984, more than 40,000 people have lost their lives as a result of the violent PKK attacks. Unfortunately, the brutality of the PKK attacks has not waned over these 20 years. In October, these extremists opened fire at will on civilians and police in southeastern Turkey, leading to numerous casualties, 5 deaths, and including a pregnant woman and her 6-year-old daughter. How reprehensible is that? Only a week later, the PKK followed with another vicious attack on military troops in southeastern Turkey, resulting in the death of 24 soldiers and wounding 18 others. These attacks are outrageous, and such tactics of terror will not be tolerated. The United States is playing a crucial role in Turkey's counterterrorism operations against the PKK by providing real-life satellite imaging, by providing intelligence sharing and other operational and logistical support. In fact, the U.S. will soon be providing Turkey with the Super Cobra attack helicopters. That's a sign of the great military and security relationship that we share with only a close ally. And this is going to be a tremendous asset to the Turkish military as they conduct their operations in this difficult terrain in southeastern Turkey. U.S. assistance sometimes is quiet, it's behind the scenes, so it is not well known, either in the United States nor in Turkey. But I believe that it should receive greater public recognition. It directly counters the misconception that is so widespread that the friendship between our two countries is faltering, that we no longer share close interests. Nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, our close relationship goes beyond that of a regional security partnership, but is actually one of a global strategic importance. It is worth noting that even in the midst of these difficult economic times, as allies are decreasing investments in transatlantic defense, Turkey continues to maintain and even increase its contributions to the NATO alliance. So I thank you very much for what you're doing. Turkey continues to support the NATO mission in Afghanistan by providing the operational military liaison teams to help train the Afghan forces, as well as providing critical logistical support through that important military base in Turkey. Turkey also continues to actively engage in NATO stability missions in Bosnia, in Kosovo, and Turkey's willingness to host these missile defense radar sites on its territory. That's pretty controversial, on its territory, despite posturing and threats from the Iranian regime. This will promote security and stability throughout the region, and it will protect Turkish, American, and European citizens from ballistic missile attacks. But I know how difficult it is for your country to do this. In addition, as a member of the Proliferation Security Initiative, Turkey continues to intercept Iranian shipments of arms to extremist groups such as Hezbollah in Syria and Hamas in the Gaza Strip. And for that, we thank you again. Additionally, this year, Turkish National Police arrested over 85 extremists with ties to Hezbollah, with ties to Al-Qaeda, including 15 who were plotting to bomb our U.S. Embassy in Turkey. Thank you for what you are doing with intelligence sharing. Thank you for what you are doing in trying to bring those extremist elements into pure non-existence. Turkey also has had robust efforts against extremist groups that have saved American lives, and for that, again, I am extremely grateful. Not only are our countries cooperating to face the threats to our national security, both Turkey and the United States, but we're also increasing our cooperation to address the looming economic challenges of the future. Some would say of right now. With trade between our two countries reaching almost $15 billion per year, that is incredible. And there is substantial room for growth. We can always do more. And this growth in the financial services sector, especially in biotechnology, in pharmaceutical industries, those are the three ones that we want to emphasize. And Turkey's economy has maintained impressive economic growth over the past few years. And this has provided new and increasing opportunities for more trade between our countries every day. And to this end, the U.S.-Turkish framework for strategic economic and commercial cooperation, it just flows off your tongue, doesn't it? Just so snazzy. That was established, as you know, last year, and it has already identified several areas for increased trade, including in the fields of financial services, biotechnology, pharmaceuticals that I had mentioned, and we're looking at new ways to expand these trade relationships. We're always trying to help the middle class and the small and medium-sized businesses. That's our economic engine for America's economy, and I know it is for Turkey as well. And we should work to build on existing trade agreements and develop greater economic ties. And yet, as our strategic and economic ties become stronger, we must always remember that these partnerships thrive due to the close personal relationship between people, between the Turkish-American community and the American community. The American people and the Turkish people have had close ties for many generations, and it is that people-to-people relationship that really is at the root of furthering better and close relationships. For generations, Turkish immigrants have enriched the U.S. economy. They've enriched our society, and thousands more arrive every year. And that is a wonderful thing for American society. And I say that as a Cuban refugee. I came to this country when I was 8 years old, not knowing a word of English. Some people say, my opponents say I'm still mastering the language. But I know how important it is to have a wonderful country like the United States open up its arms and say, welcome, you're going to come here, you're going to be a productive citizen. That gives us new blood and new energy to our country. And we've had so many notable Turkish Americans who have contributed to the greatness of the United States. The current president and CEO of Coca-Cola, who I just had the honor of meeting last month. The founder of Atlantic Records, everyone had known him. He brought to the American public talents like Aretha Franklin and Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton. And also, we have so many academics who are Turkish Americans. Yale University physics professor who was the winner of the prestigious Oppenheimer Prize for his work in elementary particles, Dr. Gurzi. Did I come close? So the Turkish American community has enriched the American community. And these are just a few of the examples of how Turkish Americans have all contributed their unique skills and talents to the enhancement of our country. We contributed Gloria Stefan. So that's what we've got. So as even in the closest of relationships, there are differences that must be addressed if we are to prevent an undermining of that mutual trust. And as you know, and I have discussed it with many of you, I'm concerned about the deterioration of the relationship between Turkey and Israel. And I hope that we can all work together to build that up again. I was encouraged, greatly encouraged, by recent openings in the relationship that we saw following the devastating earthquake, and we extend our condolences to you in Turkey, and Israel's decision to immediately send temporary shelters and medical supplies to the victims. The Turkish government replied to this generosity in a very warm way, and I hope that this represents an opportunity. It's a bridge that we have been given to restore these bilateral ties that have proven beneficial to both the people of Turkey and to Israel. And another issue of concern is the effort to label the violence that occurred during the fall of the Ottoman Empire as genocide. As you know, that remains a hot topic in Congress. The violence that occurred was a great tragedy, but the proper historical classification of these massacres is a deeply emotional one. I do not believe that it's an appropriate issue for Congress to take up and determine. Instead, I think it is best addressed by Turkey and Armenia directly, and I hope that the Turkish and American historians who have made some great strides to review those tragic events through a cooperative and positive process. So as you can see from my remarks, I'm a strong believer in the enduring value of U.S.-Turkish relations. The alliance is ever strong and ever important. And as chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, I will work to strengthen this important alliance and strengthen it for generations to come. So, muchísimas gracias. I don't know how to say that in your language, so I'll just say it in mine. Muchas gracias. Muy agradecida. Thank you.
Thank you. I was coughing. Thank you. Now I'll listen to Kristen and Howard while I eat. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Thank you.